Welcome to Warcraft Reloaded, a podcast brought to you by Mash Those Buttons, covering World of Warcraft Classic and its community. I am Bob, also known as Blazed Bob, and I'm joined with Mel, aka Melarina. How you doing?
Hi, I'm trying to fix my camera, but other than that, I'm pretty good.
It was just working.
I know.
Okay, well, she'll be here in a second, but we're also joined by Crixvibez. How you doing?
I'm doing phenomenal, brother. How are you doing?
Doing good. I'm doing good. I'm a little bit of a BlizzCon, what we call the BlizzCon blues. Over the week afterwards, you just wish you were still there.
I agree. Take me back. Take me to it now. I want to go back.
I know. It's such a bummer.
That's probably the best weekend of my life. Best week of my life, I think.
Yeah.
Don't tell my wife and kids that.
It's literally that's why I was so upset we haven't had it for years, because it was like Mel and I's. We looked forward to it every year. It was like our main vacation, and it just wasn't here. It was a bummer. Oh, we're also joined by the man that a long time ago called Season of Discovery, ClassicGho. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. I got over my BlizzCon blues while I was at BlizzCon.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you know, I kind of like secluded myself Saturday, and I didn't really go out until like late at night. Like I went to the con for a couple hours, went back to the hotel room, chilled, and I went out at like 10 p.m. or something. Everybody else was out, 6, 7 o'clock, and I was like, I'm gonna chill for a little bit.
Yep, I tried to get you out.
Also, somebody that doesn't want to take credit for it, but I heard Countdown to Classics, Josh Corbett, I think his last name is, called it too a while ago.
I believe he did, but I believe you called it before him.
Oh, okay, I'll take credit then. He didn't want credit, so I'll take credit.
I'm pretty sure you called it before. You called it a long time ago. You called it when they announced the hardcore servers. You were on the episode right after that, and it's on the episode. Did you ever go back and grab the clip?
No, I went and looked for it, but I trust your memory.
Then Winky made a video of him calling it like a couple months ago.
What?
Season of Discovery.
Oh, you guys called that?
Oh yeah,
That's crazy.
So did.
Oh,
I
you,
didn't.
dude, did they? Now I'm wondering, did they call it? Did they call it like? Oh no, they called it Season of Mystery or something when, like, actually, like on the Agred stream or something, right? Because they were doing Psalm, but they changed it to Mystery. But yeah, Go called it on this show, which I thought was crazy.
Crazy. The chances of that. That's dope.
Right?
I think they should call it Season of Warlocks, because we're going to be broken.
Well, dude, everything's up in the air. It's gonna be interesting to see what everybody figures out. But yeah. Okay, guys, I'd like to start the show by thanking our tank patrons in Thick Lizzy, Croxford, and Braxton, and Turtle Whale. This is going to be just like the last episode, where it's not really a normal episode. It's just kind of a BlizzCon exclusive, special edition. But I'd like to remember everybody that we do stream the show live, twitch.tv/BlazinBob. That's BLAZZINBOB. And I would tell you to join our Discord server, but it got blown up, so it's no longer there. So I need to make a new Discord server. Stay tuned to find out where that will be, and hopefully it'll be soon. But the last guy that made one for me, he's got a new job and very busy, so I might have to struggle bust through it myself, and I'm not looking forward to that. But
So basically, you're not going to get a Discord server for a while, is what.
But you
the moral of that
can
story is.
call in and leave a voicemail at 816-866-1066, or go to speakpipe.com/Warcraft Reloaded if you want your voice to be heard. So there's that. But yeah, this is going to be just as kind of riffing about BlizzCon, and we're just going to see where it goes. And yeah, with that being said, I asked Sarth and Winky because it was both of their first BlizzCons, and it was your first BlizzCons too. So kind of want to ask you just how did it feel to like run into fans, to meet other creators you hadn't met before, to meet devs, to walk the floor? I mean, did it live up to expectations?
It felt amazing. It definitely lived up to expectations. It was still shocking to me that people knew who I was. Like people knew who I don't like calling them fans, right? But people who knew who I was,
I don't either,
or whatever. They're just like the amount of times someone asked to take a picture, and I'm just like, that's weird. It's crazy. Because like if you look at the grand scheme of things, like you have, I'm not big by any means, and then you have like S-Fan, and you have like all these other like even like Shopek and Sony and all these other people. Sarth, everybody else was there, and they're like huge compared to us, right? And then you forget that even with how small you can be, you have those like a handful of people who are like, yo, I fuck with you like heavily. Right. Cool. It's very humbling, you know what I mean?
Oh, super humbling. Like, yeah, but
super humbling.
I love how you don't call them fans, because if you'll notice, I never say fans of Warcraft Reloaded. I always say listeners.
Yeah, they're just homies, bro. Because like at the end of the day, I'm not like, if I watch someone, before I was a streamer, I was watching people stream, and I'm not a fan. Like, you're cool, but I'm not your fan. To me, a fan is like you're fanboying hard on somebody. Like,
well, I mean, it stands for fanatic, you know? Right?
Yeah. I'm just they're homies, bro. You know what I mean? Without them, I wouldn't be doing this. So,
nope.
Definitely.
Viewers even kind of sound a little weird to me, but it's like, yeah, I just call them homies, bro. I used to say the boys all the time, but then I know there's like a lot of chicks in there, so I just say homies.
True.
No one can get pissed at you for saying
very
homies.
offended, you know?
Yeah, it was really, it was very surreal. It was way better than I thought it was going to be. I was going to go regardless, but how people were doing it because of like, they didn't sell all the tickets and all this shit. I didn't fall for that, but it was way better than I thought it was going to be.
Dude, it was more busy than I've ever remember it being. I think they sold more tickets. They used to specifically not sell all, like not oversell, but I'm pretty sure they sold all of them.
It's adorable.
Yeah. I think a lot of people will go next year for sure.
Heck yeah.
They're not going to skip that. I think it was amazing. I even asked the people who've been to a few of them, and they're like, this is dope. And not only that, but like everybody knew Kato was coming. You could have expected some retail shit. And even though they did 3 retail expansions, everybody knew they were going to do a retail expansion.
Right.
Nobody in the world thought Season of Discovery coming. People were coping hard. Like, yeah, we're going to get Classic Plus. But like nobody expected what they just announced.
Nobody actually thought that they were going to do it. Right.
Nobody really thought they were.
No. They like, I am so shocked they kept that under wraps so well.
Me too. Well, we knew the name of the server. They sent an email out to a couple people, and those couple people obviously told other people. So we knew the name of the server. We knew Seasons of Discovery was a name, like, I don't know, a few days before.
Yeah.
But we didn't know anything about it. But like, we were already piecing it together. We were like, okay, this is going to be, you're finding something. So that's where I was like, oh, it is something new. There's something new I was told the name like 2 or 3 days before BlizzCon. There's something new happening because it's called Discovery. You have to discover something. Seasons of Masteries, whatever, like you're discovering something. I didn't know what it was, but now it's definitely, you would definitely be discovering some shit. Yeah.
Yeah, it's nuts. I remember we were talking to Sarth yesterday, and he was like, I don't know, I was a little worried you guys hyped it up so much that I was like, it can't really be that cool, right? Like,
yeah, because the first time he was ever on Warcraft Reloaded, it was when people were speculating if we were going to have a BlizzCon last year, like the year before.
Yeah.
And we were speculating hard on if it was going to come. And so we just told Sarth about BlizzCon because there was rumors that it was coming and then it didn't come.
Yeah, I remember that.
So we told Sarth all about it, and he was like,
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was magical. It really was. It was cool. It was my stream. Chat loved it. I had more viewership on one of the nights on the IRL stream than I do on my actual streams. And it was cool seeing like Sony or like, Snuts walks up, takes my camera, and he's like, yo, guys, what's up? Just talking to everybody and seeing people that you see like in their boxes. I call this the box, right? When you're streaming. So it's like you see all these people that we see in this little box all the time, whether they see your chat or don't, or you donate, or you sub, or you don't, or you hang out, or you hate them, or whatever it is. You see them in real life, you're like, oh shit, that's crazy. You get to see how people act if they're really themselves, which I feel like a majority of people are.
So many people
yeah,
are.
This is really you. Like, yeah, I know. But then you can see the people who kind of aren't. You know what I mean? But it's okay.
Oh, yeah.
Do your own thing.
Yeah.
It's nice to see everybody.
When you were IRL streaming, you had IRL like rocket boots. You were gone.
Yeah.
Like,
He does.
Getting it, dude.
But you could always find him because you just stream
like,
snipe.
I was at one point I was like, oh, you can't keep up with Crix. It's just like he's like on a whole different level in zone when he's IRL streaming. He's just like, phew.
Yep, rocket boots on cooldown.
Yeah,
it was great.
And then I stop and just wait. I just show him around everywhere, dog. I think about if it was like a streamer that I like going and I couldn't go, like what would they want to see? You know, and at that moment it was just other streamers they wanted to see. They just want to see. They didn't care about anything else. They just want to see who else is there.
Yeah.
Like, oh shit! There's what's his face, and there's what's his face, and that was exciting. It was cool because I don't know these people either, right? I think it was also kind of surprising because there was other streamers that I didn't know knew me because my picture is not my profile picture is not my face. You can kind of see like my mouth, but it's not really like you're not gonna go, oh, that's Crix's mouth, like
I know those lips.
Yeah, so it's kind of crazy to see like people like, oh, I watch you. That's crazy. I didn't know your name. I was like, oh shit, you know who I am.
It is crazy. It is crazy. What about you, Go?
So cool.
Like, how did it stack up for you?
I mean, we got to start off with how I met you for the first time in the hotel lobby.
Oh my God.
I was already on drink number 2, I think.
I was completely sober. I didn't even drink on the plane.
Yeah. I had my little glass and filled it up with my rum and Coke and saw you in the lobby checking in, and we went over to hug each other, and something happened. Elbows hit, a shoulder hit, something, and down went the glass and scattered all over the lobby
everywhere.
Floor, loud as hell. Like it just
everybody turns and looks at us.
I was like, I don't know them. I don't know who they are.
It was pretty good though.
It was a bit awkward, but I mean, it broke the ice literally. So
right,
it started off the weekend, and then yeah, dude, like the settings and all the rooms. Like I've set up events before, and I'm thinking like, how long did it take them to set all this stuff up? Because it just looks so sick and like so clean in there. All the monitors posted everywhere, all the computer setups.
Yeah,
that Diablo hall was so dope.
Yeah.
They always make it look really cool. And that's why when I went to TwitchCon, I was like, what is this? I was like, guys, the actual con is so much better at BlizzCon, I promise you.
Yeah. If they would have had a concert at the end, like a big show with a big open floor, not just the size of the arena where like maybe 1,000 or 2 people can fit into it, but like 5,000-10,000 people all in one big ass hallway. Just vibing to some music.
That's what they used
to do, Go.
It used to be, you know where the Warcraft hall was?
Yeah.
It was like that whole area and the Dark Moon Fair area. Like all of that was like the stage and the band and, they had drinks and all of that stuff. Like it was huge before. I do think that's one mistake that they made this go around was that they had everything, all the presentations in the arena, which limited the seating for them. And it just made it where there wasn't anything. Like, if you didn't know a lot of people or enjoy meeting people, there wasn't a ton for you to do other than wait in line to play demos, right?
I mean, they did have monitors everywhere, so you could watch the stuff while you waited in line, which is kind of nice.
But before, they would have, like, little, like, panels in all of the different zones, right?
Yeah, they had multiple panels going on at the same time.
Like a voice actor panel in the Overwatch zone at one point, and then you could go watch the, art panel in the WoW room, and like they were like on the floor where you could like also be doing other things. I don't know. I feel like they missed out on that. It didn't really impact me because I didn't go to many of those things, but I know a lot of people liked them.
Yeah, it's weird because I've never been to a BlizzCon not as a content creator, and it's such an upgrade. I feel like I could be wrong because I haven't been as a non-creator, but you just have so many friends all over the place. And I mean, I guess there are content creators that don't make friends with people, so probably wouldn't have been as fun for them, but
that's why they didn't go.
Right.
But yeah, it's it was definitely weird with that. I really feel like they sold more tickets than they generally do. I really do think that.
There's a lot of people there.
Yeah,
A lot.
usually
not being sold out was like a ton of people.
Yeah, well, they had always stressed that. I think they would always like. It was a big deal for them, and they talked about it every BlizzCon that they didn't sell capacity. Like they would always sell like half capacity. Because they
made it more like exclusive.
Yeah, they wanted it to be a more exclusive experience. And unlike other cons where they'll just sell to capacity and then you're just like, stuck in a crowd. And I'm pretty sure they sold more tickets than they had ever sold before. But, that's just the eye test. So I could be wrong.
I forgot all about the March of the Murlocs, and that caught me off guard. I came out of the Diablo Hall, and then there was just a bunch of people with their little daggers going down the hallway. I was like, what the hell is this? And they took over the fountain out front, and that was kind of cool.
I would have loved to go and just like seen them coming, just started like running away like
Yeah, I was a little bummed that community night overlapped with the Overwatch World Cup because I really wanted to see both and I had to make a choice. And it was a bummer.
I was watching a lot of the Overwatch World Cup, and then I had that Blizzard interview right when finals started. Like right when China started playing, I was like, "Oh my god, I want to see this so bad." Yeah,
well, and then what you left, and then it when it was over, I got to introduce Sarth to Uber, and he was all starstruck. It was great.
Did you guys meet anybody that you total fanboyed out on?
Oh yeah.
First, surprisingly, retail players. Bellular.
Same. Yep.
Bellular. I'm a big Bellular fan. I remember back
Bellular.
Big Bellular fan. And Preach too.
I mean, he does stuff like I do, but for retail, so definitely have
I remember his like videos when he was just sitting there awkwardly in front of a book stand going, so it was one of my first videos, and now look at him, now he's carrying.
Oh god.
Yep.
Yeah,
crazy.
I saw Venruki, Supatees, and like met them, talked to them for a tiny little bit, and then I saw Peekaboo, and I just took a picture for him because he was trying to take a picture, and I'm like, dude, like I'm sure whoever you're taking a picture of wants you in there too. Like, I was like, give me that phone, man, I got you. But that was sick, man. The legends, and Zaryu's another one that would have been cool to meet because that's kind of like the crew right there, and. Yeah, I don't think Zaryu went. I think he was doing like watch parties.
If I had seen him, I definitely would have went up to him. But I don't think I'm pretty sure I didn't see him.
Yeah, I'm an old school mage, and then I'm a new school boomy. So most of the people I just said, they're all mages, and Super T's a boomy legend. So that was cool.
Nice.
All right.
Oh, I mean, I was so excited to meet Bob and Mel. That was my favorite.
Wait a minute.
And Crix. Oh man, it was amazing to see Crix on Thursday.
It literally took me out. Like I expected to see Bob and Mel because we've been talking about it for like a year, but it really threw me off that when I walked in and saw Go. I was like, no way. Did not expect that.
Go's here.
Yep.
Yeah, we had a lot of people kind of migrating together. It was fun.
Oh yeah. It was dope. Wow.
I know, like Lesamos. I wasn't expecting to see Lesamos or Ompi. Like people were just in groves, like hanging out together, graves for days.
Right.
Like
just people everywhere.
Magical.
Yeah, I think one of the coolest things is just how cool everybody is.
Yeah, Dina too.
Yeah.
Murloc Queen.
Everybody's just super cool, right? Everybody's super like nice and friendly, and you see them, you go walk away and do your own thing. You come back, you find somebody else. Like it's just a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's the best part is we can come together as a crew and split off in different things and come back together and split off and come back. Like that makes it really
fun. The cool
fun.
thing about the Hilton and the Marriott, right, is that like at TwitchCon when people stay like further away, right, like there wasn't a ton of like you didn't run into people as much out in the city, right? As you did when the majority of the people were at one of the two hotels.
Yep.
Like I can't believe that Hilton was so like live like that.
Dude, that's why I tried to tell everybody, don't stay at an Airbnb, like stay there because it's just such a hookup.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
DJ was killing it.
They even saw like Ian and everybody there too, like the devs. They were just hanging out.
Dude,
Yeah.
that's who I fanboyed out. I mean, I said it on the last pod, but
Ian?
no, just the yeah. I didn't see
Like-
Ian. He saw him on the tour. I saw him, or I saw all the WoW devs, the classic WoW devs, and I just geeked out getting to meet all of them.
For sure.
That was a treat for me.
I heard Brian Birmingham was there, but I didn't see him.
I didn't
At
see
least on
Brian either.
Saturday.
Oh, that's a bummer. I would love to see him.
Yeah.
But yeah, so what do you guys want to talk about? Do you want to talk about your interview, Crix, or do you want to talk about season of? We talked a ton about BlizzCon yesterday, about the experience and everything, but we didn't really.
Well, I'm excited for Akata too, but Akata's kind of down the road, so I guess we can talk about seasons, maybe.
We talked about seasons of Discovery yesterday a good bit, but is there any piece that you guys want to talk about specifically? Because there's so much stuff to talk about. We're not going to get to talk about everything.
I mean, I don't know, just the whole aspect of it is dope. I'm excited to play all the classes. I was taking Warlock tank, which is dope. We'll run 2 Warlocks, tank, and then DPS, and then just go down the drain with it. I think it'll be kind of boring at some point because it's only level 25. I know it's like you could make alts, but you got to remember a lot of people they just like their main class. Maybe a second main class, but they're not going to play like 8 classes. So it'll be interesting to see if it dies out because it's we have almost 2 months of playing it.
Well, they said
10 hours on average to get to level 25.
They said no less than 4 weeks, no more than 10 weeks, right? So
no, they said no less than 4 weeks, no more than a couple months.
Yeah.
Oh, a couple months is only 10 weeks.
That's true. Well, that's what I'm saying. So we have 2 months of level 25 and a 10-man BFD content, which is very easy to do. Like we walked in there not knowing anything and was able to,
Well, that's only 3 of the bosses. From what I hear, the final boss is gonna be a bit of a thing, but
bit of a doozy.
Yeah, but we did it in 30 minutes with no add-ons and no setup, right? Yeah. I think, what are your thoughts on just the fact that they made it a season instead of like announcing a Classic Plus game? You know what I mean?
I think that this is all a beta for Classic Plus. I think we're going to go to BlizzCon next year and there's going to be, they're going to be like, hey guys, we love Season of Discovery. We're glad you liked it. And here's Classic Plus.
Yeah,
I go back and forth.
I feel like that too. I heard S fans say that, and I agreed with that.
I agree. Yeah,
there was something I didn't agree with them on. What was it? Do you remember, Mel? Shit.
No, I don't remember.
There's something I didn't agree with him at all on.
I don't know. I feel like
he said he didn't want dual spec, and I was like, dude.
Yeah.
What the hell are you talking about? And then in his next statement, he talked about how cool World PvP is going to be. I'm like, bro, World PvP is going to suck again if we don't have a PvP spec while we're walking around the fucking world. Like, that's why it sucked the last time. Like, I'm not going to stop at PvP as fucking Fury Warrior. Like, I'm just literally a rogue that has no tools. Like, that's all they are, It's the stupidest spec to PvP in ever. So no, I'm just gonna die, walk on,
I would
die
love dual
again,
spec. I
walk
think it'd be
on.
amazing.
It has to be in there. I can't it was just the weirdest thing for him to say that. And I was like, do Pallies like PvP in the same spec or something in
Also,
vanilla?
then they say they're lowering the cost of respecs.
They are, but I mean, I want to be able to PvP on the way to doing my PvE shit. You know what I mean? And
they teased dual spec. They said you might even be getting more than one spec
at some point.
Yeah.
What do you guys think the level 40 rate's going to be? If it's not Scarlet Monastery, I'm mad.
I mean,
I think it'll be Scarlet Monastery. There's no way it's not, right?
I think it might be 2 of
them. No way. That's the dopest one ever. Yeah, I hope it's more than one.
There might
if
be
we go
2.
through 2 months, it's 2 months per. If we just round it, if we just like the longest we can go is 2 months. And we go through level 25 to 40. That's not going to take long to get to 40. Then we're just there again for 2 months. I don't know.
When do we start seeing the first epics?
Ooh, epic.
I don't know, actually. When can
Last
Staff of
boss
Jordan
of-
drop?
Will there be like one epic? 35 is what Staff of Jordan is. Will there be like one epic drop on the last boss, like, of the Scarlet Monastery raid? I don't know.
I mean, can you have a raid that doesn't drop epics?
Well, I mean, we did one. It dropped blues.
BFT.
What is it?
BFD.
Yeah, BFD doesn't drop blue, purples, it's all blues. Well, I mean, so far as we know, but they also showed us a little bit of gear that drops from there, and they were like, they were blues. Quit
I
it,
think
go
they
lay
were all
down.
blues, yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, the other 4 bosses could still drop epics.
They could.
They
Yeah,
could.
that's what I'm curious about is, are there
Who
going to be
knows?
epics?
They better. Yeah.
I feel like they won't. I feel like it's just gonna be blues, strong blues.
Yeah.
I hope it's purples. Spice it up a little bit.
It might be. And then do
Listen,
they
you
give
can
us
give us
a
the blues and just
legendary
change
at
them to
the
a purple
end?
color.
Yeah,
We'll
true.
be good.
Do they give us a legendary at the end?
No,
Nah.
Not
For
even
race.
in Karazhan Crypts? Not even there?
I wonder if they're gonna add new 60 raids.
I
There's gotta
think
be at least
they.
one.
I feel like
Right.
Karazhan Crypts will be a 60 raid.
Yeah, it should be.
I mean, everything over there is in the all the mobs are in the 50s
Yeah.
in that area. Although I don't remember how populated it is in vanilla.
It was just birds, vultures.
Wasn't there
Until you got
ogres there
closer.
too? I thought there was ogres.
Yeah, ogres. When you turn the corner, there's a few of them, but it was like mainly like vultures until you get closer to the ghosts.
Yeah.
So with the 40-man raid and or at the level 40 raid, when that comes out and it's Scarlet Monastery, I was thinking they had to have a PvP zone too, like they're doing with Ashenvale. So I was like, they're gonna
Torrin
have
Mill.
South Shore and Torrin Mill, like
Ooh, that'd be good.
That would be
big
good.
hype.
Battling each other. This Hills
Yeah.
Brad is just a big fuck fest.
Dude, I mean,
I
that's
wonder,
what
like,
it
if
was
you can level in
back in the
Ashtonville
day.
Still, it's all PvP'd out. Are you gonna be able to? Are they still gonna have that quest hub of an Ashtonville?
I don't know.
That's gonna be a shitstorm if it is.
It's going to be
Yeah,
rough.
right?
You can just skip it. I guess it's not that big of a deal. And leveling there sucks anyway because all the running.
So much running. But if you got to kill people while you were running, maybe it'd be kind of fun.
You know, or get killed. You know, there's the people who just gonna be waiting to kill people.
That's
Oh,
It's gonna
yeah.
be. I can't wait to do like I already said it. Like I'm speed rushing the 25, and then I'm just gonna run around for days looking for runes. I don't even know how to begin looking for them. I'm just gonna be like doing that gamer mouse thing you do, where you just like this with your mouse over the screen until
Uh-huh.
until it hits your tooltip, until something pops up.
Oh my god.
I'm going to be,
No mount too. There's no mounts at 25, so you're just running around.
Oh,
although
man.
you can get a mount that's only usable in Ashen Vale.
Yeah, but I feel like that's gonna take a while to get. They're not. I don't think they're gonna let that right away. That's gonna be like honor based or something. I also think the BGs would be dope.
It's just,
Yeah.
it's going to be like Twink
It's
Brad
just
Pitt.
Warsong Gulch though,
Yeah.
right?
No,
Yeah, just Warsong Gold.
Yeah, just Warsong Gulch.
No,
at
they
25.
said
Oh.
Warsong Gulch. Yeah,
no, they, who did I see it on?
I'm pretty
They
sure
said
they
the other one
said only
would be-
Warsong Gulch on mine.
Yeah,
They
that's
said
what
it
I
would
heard,
only
Warsong.
they would release the other ones at the different level caps, right?
Mm.
But they
I think Arathi Basin's out. I could be wrong, though.
you are wrong.
Yeah, because it
Hmm.
makes sense that they would put it out with another phase 2, because then you get that one, and then the next phase you get AV
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah.
But also, I think it'd be dope because I wish they had bracket it so you only play against 25s if you're 25.
Well,
Like,
it's
I don't
20
know
to
why.
25, yeah. Oh,
feel like
yeah,
that'd be
they should
better
have
if it was
had just
25.
like a straight up end game bracket
Yeah,
at
yeah.
25, and then they should have had
But BGs will be fun, man.
20 to
That'd be
24.
super fun. You can get honor up. I don't know how the PvP gear is going to be, but I love BGs. I'm a big BG guy.
Yeah.
That's why I can't wait for RBGs and Kata.
Yeah,
The Warsong, I don't know. Warsong's not that fun, but it's fine.
I love Warsong Gulch.
we're talking just,
It's just you can make it just a big fuck fest in the middle.
Yeah.
You can try to get the flag. I'm just very interested because as a warlock, I got to see what runes you get because remember they pretty much said you're going to get handed a rune type shit, but you don't know what it's going to be. It could be any of your runes. And like the better runes are going to be harder to get. So it's like, I just can't wait to see it. Or it's
Yeah.
going to be like just someone's just spams. Oh, we found this one. This is how to get it. And then everybody's rushing over there to get it.
Oh my god.
Warsong might
I'm so
actually not suck as bad at the 25 bracket because you won't have druids having travel form, which will be nice.
Ooh,
Oh, that's
that's a good
true.
point.
Dude,
That's a very good
because
point.
that's the most annoying thing is druids that wall jump. Like if they fixed the walls so you couldn't jump walls, it would actually be a pretty fun setup. But it's just lame when they're just constantly kiting and you can't stop them at all. I mean, honestly, I don't see how that's not been fixed before. The whole druid changing.
That's the only thing they're good
shapes.
at. Let them have something, right?
I mean, but shape shifting out of every snare is pretty freaking lame for everybody but druids.
Yeah.
I think they might have fixed it for Wrath, but maybe Classic era, they haven't fixed it. The whole wall jumping stuff.
They did fix it for Wrath,
Oh,
really?
yeah.
Maybe.
Like jumping up that hill or whatever.
Yeah, I feel like I remember hearing something about it.
Yeah, because that was always just lame.
Crix, let me ask you a quick question about your interview. Did you get to pick the devs that you interviewed, kind of like
Nope.
the ones that are online? They set it all up?
No, yeah, I showed up to the to do that tour at BlizzCon, and I asked him, I was like, "Yo, do you know who I'm interviewing?" He was like, "Me, actually." He's like, I don't know who you're interviewing. I was like, I'm with Icy Mains. He's like, oh, it's me. I was like, nice. And I asked about the questions. He said, don't even worry about those questions. He's like, I was like, you'll see why. I think it's because a lot of the questions I sent in were already answered. Like 80% of them were answered via TwitchCon. So I just winged it. I was just like, all right, well, I'm just gonna wing it. Like, what else can anybody care about Lich King, the buff, and Ruby? No one cares anything else about Lich King. There's nothing else to know.
But there were tons of
questions.
There were tons of things they answered us.
Oh yeah,
in conversation.
I meant like I only asked those 2 Lich King questions because nobody else playing Lich King cares about anything else besides when's the buff coming, when's Ruby Sanctum,
right?
And like that's it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And Kata, I knew they wouldn't answer too many Kata questions because it was so early and they probably don't even know that much about it. But Season Discovery, I knew they had to know a lot about because they're launching it. So there's no way they can hit me with that. Oh, we don't know yet.
Yeah. Bullshit. It's coming out in like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
It seems like SOD has kind of overshadowed the whole self-found oh gosh, why can't I think of
hardcore?
Solo self-found mode.
But they're not solo self-found. What is it? Is it just self-found?
Just self-found, yeah.
Yeah.
So you can still play with people.
Yeah, you can still
trade
group.
Which is great.
Yeah, it's because now you can do dungeons and stuff. Because if you did solo self-found, that means you are not allowed to do any dungeons, which is like the fun of hardcore.
Well, and just waiting to get the tag on quest mobs.
Yeah, too. I think that it overshadowed but like everybody knew it was coming because they talked about it already. So, and it's not like it's a super, super niche thing because a lot of people like trading and the mailbox.
It's kind of like Kata. It's like we're all excited about Kata, but nobody thought they weren't going to announce Kata at
exactly.
BlizzCon.
I did.
Right?
I was hoping that they weren't. Yeah, I was like, please no Kata.
Oh yeah,
then they opened with that, and I was like, oh, what a shit con this is.
I feel like there was no way they weren't going to announce Kata.
When I went to the BlizzCon tour, there was just a whole bunch of and there's a lot of posters and stuff, and they're anywhere, but there is and I don't know, it could be coincidence, but there was way more Kata posters than anything else in there. I was like, oh, okay, this is, you know what I mean?
It was hilarious though at the opening ceremony. They announced Kata, and it's pretty quiet, and you just hear one dude go, "Let's go!" And his Crix standing up and going crazy, and then everybody else kind of chimed in. But I don't even know if anybody would have done anything if you hadn't done that.
Hype.
Dude, Hurricane kills it, man.
Yeah, dude,
Hurricane kills it. But yeah, you were just making Jordy so uncomfortable that entire opening ceremony. Oh man,
Jordy's used to it. He can deal with it.
Jordy tugging at your shirt, like to pull you down, was just cracking me up.
Yeah, I was like, "Get off me, bro! I'm hyped. Don't take my hype from me."
And Shobik was like,
"Can hold me back."
Was like, "Is this us? Is this us?"
He's like, "It's us. It's us."
And then everybody that didn't know about certain games, like we're looking over at Lesbos, like during her stone, and we're like, "Is that cool? Are we excited about this?" It's so funny.
That's actually pretty cool. We're like, okay,
yeah, yay. It was good stuff.
See, while you all were having a fun time in the arena for the opening ceremony, I was the first person in line to play the demo. I got there like as soon as they opened the doors at like 10 a.m. or whatever it was. I went right to the Warcraft hall, and I like looked around the whole thing. Like went to the Dark Moon Fair, went to the tavern or whatever. I was looking at the big sword, like that sword or whatever it's called. I don't even know. I haven't kept up with retail. was looking
This
at
is
all the
Sargeras' sword.
setups. Yeah. And then like I saw this line for all the PCs with the classic stuff. And I was like, hey, what's this line for? And she's like, oh, in a couple hours it's gonna be to play the demo. And I was like, oh, can I go ahead and get in? She's like, I mean, if you want to stay and wait. I was like, sure. Like I ain't got shit else to do. Like
Listen, I just followed Crix, and Crix somehow talked his way into us all playing the demo.
You just gotta trust.
Crix is like,
Funny 'cause
so and
Jordy's
so
always
sent
like, "Are
us.
we allowed to do that? Are we allowed?" I'm like, "Hey,
Yeah.
trust."
Yeah, so I
Dude, it
waited
was
2.5 hours to play the demo, and then I heard that Crix pulled another fast one and just went up there and got you guys like seats right into the demo too.
Yeah, 100%.
Sometimes
Yeah,
you
he
just gotta.
He just walked up and was like,
I will
hey,
say it was a team effort. Crix was Batman, but I was definitely Robin because the guy was still like looking at him crazy, and I just put my wrist in and and just pointed. I was like, "Oh, they
Yeah.
sent us over because we're media." And he goes, "Oh, thank you for saying that. All right, hold on." But yeah, if Crix hasn't done the groundwork, that would have worked. But I definitely played my sidekick
nobody
role
thought that
there.
was going to work. I thought he was being sarcastic when he was like, thanks for telling us. I was like,
I
and
thought
then
he's
it
like, "Oh,
actually
thanks.
did
Oh,
work.
yeah, thanks." You know what I mean?
Yeah, right?
That line's back there.
Cool. Oh, man.
But you know,
But
all
yeah.
the people standing in a line were looking at us like, "Fuck you guys."
Oh yeah.
Fucking care about content creators. Fucking streamer privilege bullshit.
Yeah, there was definitely
Listen.
some streamer privilege going on, and I'll take it.
What do
Hey,
you
man.
Get
think?
anywhere I can get it.
Same.
How insane was the first demo, though? Because I feel like
It was a lot of
Nobody
Oppie
but
wanted to
Oppie-
kill us.
nobody but
kill
Oppie knew
Crix
what was going on.
And Shobek.
right?
Yeah,
No,
fun.
we
He
only-
takes everything too serious.
No.
our group
It's
didn't
like,
do
dude,
so
we're
well.
having a good time.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Dude, everybody keeps talking about getting knocked back on that first boss, like off the platform a bunch of times. Do you guys remember that? Because I don't remember getting knocked off the
I
platform.
didn't get
Oh,
knocked
yeah.
off at all.
Oh, I got
think I
knocked
knocked
off
off
plenty.
once.
I didn't either. Like, everybody's acting like you couldn't even do the boss because everybody kept getting knocked off. And I was like, I really don't think I got knocked off at all.
Yeah.
I think it was
No,
just
no.
melee, right?
No, it was
Oh, they were
range
saying-
too.
It's
Huh.
Yeah, they
anybody
were
that's
saying
around
everybody.
him.
Yeah. We had a buff somehow, we didn't.
I know. I was so because we went straight. So we went to the opening ceremony. They didn't have water or nothing. Me and Crix and Mel went and found Gatorade, but it did not like. We got in there at 9, right?
9?
9:30 or so. Then it didn't start until 11. Then it went for 2 freaking hours. I was so damn parched, I didn't even know what to do with myself. I ended up leaving, and I was like, Cargos, you want to take my spot for that raid? I guess Cargos didn't even help you guys. But I had to go get water. I was done. I was hurting.
There was a lot of walking. My feet still hurt.
My feet
Right
still
now.
hurt. My legs are pretty much healed, but my feet still hurt.
I
Yeah.
looked at my Pokemon Go thing and it said I'd walked 92 kilometers that week.
Dude, my watch gets like snarky too. And it's like, are you working out? I'm like, fuck off, lady. Like, yes.
Finally
okay.
working out.
Yeah. Like, don't act like this is a weird phenomenon, okay? Yeah. Working out. Good
We
time.
see you're at CVS. Are you buying alcohol?
Yes,
You'll have to walk
no.
5 miles to walk off 1 shot.
So I think Kata, they have it spaced out pretty good. What's weird for me is they were like Kata, it sounded like sometime like mid 2024. Like, how long are we going to be in Wrath?
They said the first half of 2024.
I'm expecting June.
June. Okay.
Still, though, that's a
July.
long time in ICC and in Wrath.
Yeah. I mean, we
I
haven't
mean, it's
even
been out
cleared-
for a month, right? It's been out
Yeah,
for a
we haven't
month.
I feel like it'll be
cleared
like
it yet.
April. I feel like
I
it'll
mean,
be
if
like
you think about
April.
it, they said it was out for 11 months or something last year, and they said it'd be shorter than that. They didn't say how much shorter, but even if they did that and they launched it in June, it'd only be 7 months.
We still need
7 or 8
beta,
months of
beta
yeah.
for
We
3
still
months.
need there's still Ruby, which is whatever, and then beta.
Yeah.
It'll just be,
I mean,
it's going to be a
listen,
weird
you're gonna
time.
have like 12 different options of things to play, right? Like, you can play
Yeah.
playing Season of Discovery, you're going to be playing Self-found. You're gonna be playing
There's a lot of
hardcore.
stuff to play, and I'm kind of mentally checking out of Lich King already.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
same
think
here.
a lot of people are, especially once you kill them. But like, I definitely feel like it's like I like playing my mage for speedrunning stuff, prepping for speedruns. Other than that, it's like I'm kind of mentally, you know what I mean?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying it a bunch, but remember, I also missed a bunch at the start because I got hacked and had to redo my computer and everything else. So
Oh yeah,
I'm way behind.
I've still got Putricide, Cindy, and Lich King to finish actually doing heroics on.
it's.
I-
Fun.
I
I think
feel
it's fun. I
behind.
think it will have fun. Yeah, it definitely will still be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, it did lose its hype though, because
Yeah, I just don't really care about the rest of the expansion because that's it. No one cares about Ruby.
I
Ruby's
care
not
about
hard.
Ruby. Everybody says they don't care about Ruby. I feel like I'm the only one that's like hyped for Ruby.
Oh yeah, I think it's going to be like
might
an
be.
Ixia, whereas you just go and fight one boss and then boom.
You get your
Yeah.
284 pieces. Yeah.
Yeah, like none of them's bis for me though. That's
Oh,
what
there's like
sucks.
3 bis for me. The bracers aren't good for you,
Okay.
or you want
No.
spirit gear,
Yeah,
spirit crit or something.
Mm.
and then your trinket, I guess, right? It's a decent trinket.
Trinket's kind of meh. It's
Yeah,
like what
same.
cloak bracers and possible trinket or something. But yeah, the haste crit piece is huge.
Yeah, I was trying to think about different things, but I guess we're a little bit tired now, I guess, huh? I'm trying to think
What
about.
are you excited for, Bob? Are you going to run Seasons of Discovery? That's all everyone hypes up about. Are you going to play it
Oh, yeah.
on rip? You're going to no life it?
Warrior
And-
rogue, or what are you doing?
I don't know. I'm not sure what
Warriors,
class I'm going to play.
Hardest class, man.
Yep.
Rogue looks a lot of fun.
Rogue
I
looks
like the rogue
fun,
changes.
but
Not the rogue tanking thing. I think people are coped out on the rogue and the shaman tank. Like they're not made. Like when I specified that warlock tanks can be main tanks, I can go into a full raid and tank every boss. You can't do that as a rogue or a shaman.
Yeah.
People are like, oh yeah, they can. No, they cannot. They're not. They're supposed to. They're like nice off tanks. You can do 5 mans.
like we
Tank
don't
some
know.
bosses, but
We don't know what they're going to add in later. You know what I mean?
yeah, exactly.
might-
But I don't. I feel like
They
they
might
like,
rotate into like a better tank. You know, when we get the new glyphs at
I'm excited
40.
to see the new runes. I think it'd be really fun to try to
runes,
guess
runes.
what kind of new runes you get.
I
You
think
Yeah.
Mel, you're gonna try the new healing class, right, Mel?
Mage.
The
Not a
mage.
new healing class. Oh, fuck that.
No?
It's not going to be a lot of
Oh.
healing. Yeah, region
I
shit.
don't know.
It's not
People
going to
are
be that much
acting
healing.
like they're gonna be like great healers. First of all, nobody plays a mage and wants
It's
to
going to be
heal.
like. It's gonna. I don't know. I can't imagine it being that much healing. It's literally just region and then a mass region, right? Like you're not.
I think
They've got like a
they'd be
rewind
like
too, though, right?
That's the rewind. Region and mass region put the beacon on them. So the region puts the beacon on it. Mass region puts beacon on all your party members, and then you rewind for that.
they could like
that second buff of them.
they could
It's 100% of all arcane
tank
damage
heal.
done by the caster. So like I imagine you're putting the beacon on somebody, and then you're blasting arcane. By the way, you're blasting, and then you rewind, and it does all the arcane damage you just did and heals them. So I don't know. It's just weird. I don't know. I don't feel like it's gonna be like a big. I think people are overreacting a little bit when they're like, it's a big healer. I think it's more like
it'll be like a tank healer, and then there'll be a healer for everybody
It'll be
else.
like
I
an
think it's-
off healer.
it's it's gonna be like half the healing of a real healer, in my opinion.
It'll be like a boomy coming and putting out a
Yeah.
couple heals because
Pretty much. Yeah.
they need it, right? Like I just don't see it being a crazy thing. I think it'll
And then also,
them
in order
healing
for
themselves
them to
be
heal,
helpful.
but in order for them to heal rewind, they can't use other runes. They can't use living bomb. They can't use arcane blast. And arcane blast is the reason why I think region and mass region are going to do great. You can't use either of those because it's in the same slot. So if you want to be a healer, you're taking the single target region in your chest, you're taking the mass region in your legs, and then you're taking rewind in you're not like you're not getting arcane surge, you're not getting icy veins, you're not getting
You see,
burnout, you're not
any
getting
rogue.
anything.
Do you know any rogue that's like, I want to get those healing talents instead of this improved arcane skill? Like, no.
No, mages, no, they're not doing it. That's why I think it's a little coped out with it with like that.
Yeah.
Rogue's dope because I feel like they have the opportunity to help with the tanking, which they kind of already do, evasion tanking, everyone's heard of that. But they got a little range action going on. I think people aren't talking about the range of a rogue now, which is pretty dope.
I saw one ability, one rune that they had, but it seemed like it was PvP where they get like damage bonus to their thrown weapon or something.
For rogue.
Quick draw.
Quick draw? Yeah, maybe that's what it is. For rogue, yeah.
See,
I
think a two-handed like sword spec for rogue sounds fun.
Wait, what? Wearing a two-hand? No, I feel like that breaks the
Two-handed
rogue
sword.
immersion a little bit though. 'Cause, like, you're always meant to like have like more like deft weapons. You know what I mean? If that's the right word.
Yeah.
Having a two-hander, then you're just like a warrior. That's like you're just a warrior with rogue abilities.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Are rogues
quick
still going to
draws.
pump in PvP
Oh,
Draw
I
your
think they're
ranged
going to be
weapon.
very dangerous in PvP.
and just
they're
like destroy
all-
people in openers?
Well, the thing is,
They're
at
gonna be
level
good at
25, no, I don't. They don't have. Oh yeah, you do get vanish. You get it one
they
level
probably
before
have
that.
kidney too at that
But you
point.
don't have
They gotta
prep.
kidney.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Dude,
don't
you
have.
don't-
You do have
Gouge.
kidney. Yeah. I think you have kidney. Yeah. You have gouge. Yeah, obviously, you get that
Mhm.
right away. You don't have prep though, which is very big for them. So all you need to do is get them to. You just need to get them to, and kidney shot is level 30. I'm looking right now.
Oh,
So you just need to get them to blow one vanish, and then that's a wrap. And as a warlock, that's fucking easy. So I
And
honestly
then-
think warlocks, and I'm calling it now, are going to dominate PvP. Also, it depends on who gets what rune right now too.
Well, and then
It really
also
depends on the rune.
rogues
Paladin's gonna
have
be
the whole
dangerous.
problem with like they have the whole problem with like combat. I was like trying to make my spec like before we went. I was like, man, I can't really get into shit.
That's
It's
how I
like-
feel is booming.
So I feel like you're gonna be a lot of assassination or sub rogues because I don't know that combat's really gonna be great to start. But I don't know. There's so much with the different runes that might change everything.
You can't get blade flurry yet. I think the level 20. The metas are going to change drastically per phase.
Oh, yeah.
Which is going to
Yep.
be fun.
Per phase, yep.
Per phase.
I mean, I'm already looking at level 40. Like level
Yeah,
25 is going to be cool, but I feel like 40 is going to be when I start getting super fucking hyped.
That's what I'm saying. I can't tell if I just want to like play everything. You have the
Mhm.
time. Like you have the time to do it. It'd just be fun. And then when 40 comes, you're just like, all right, I'm taking all the. I don't know. I don't know what I want to do,
I'll take these.
but it's so hard to figure it out, to be honest, because there's YouTube and like I don't know what to do with everything.
Yeah,
There's
25
there's
for
a lot
fun
to
and
do.
40s for let's do this. Let's figure out what the hell's this.
We got time.
I feel like
Yeah,
there's a lot of criticism about Season of Discovery from various people, right? Who
Name them right now.
think, yeah, so go.
Yeah.
No, I think there's a lot of people saying it's, too
Convoluting.
retail or it's,
Yeah.
completely takes away,
It's a classic
what makes
period,
classic
so-
classic. Yeah.
It still feels
What do you guys
classic to
thought?
me. Yeah, I playing the alpha, it still feels very, very classic era. Like my fairy fire's back to 40-second cooldown. I gotta use that all the time. Like mana, you're running out of mana pretty quick if you're using spells. And potions back to 2-minute cooldown and you can use them in combat. That feels really cool.
Yep.
Cooldowns weren't resetting. Maybe that's gonna change, but I have a 30-minute battle res again. Like, I mean,
Oh. No, that could be a quality of life change. Come on.
I kind of like. I'm on the fence on that one. I like only having like one
You
or
just
two
don't want a battle
of
res
raid.
every
Yeah, because
fight.
then every fight now I get asked a battle res. ICC, it's ridiculous. Every fight.
Oh, people
Oh,
stop
can you
dying.
beat res?
Intervade
tried.
constantly, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I kind of like having cooldowns back again. You got
I
to think
do
about
think
it.
we kind of all walked out of the opening ceremony though, kind of like, I don't know. Like you felt like you didn't know if you were gonna love it or hate it, right? Like you were hyped because it was new and like everybody's around you. But
Mhm.
I think everybody was also just kind of like, but what is this? Like what are we
Everybody
doing?
all thought the same thing, and that's I'm playing regardless.
Yeah. I mean, we were gonna
I've-
play.
At first, I thought it was shit, and I was on a Discord call with Scotty. Scotty was like doing a watch party, and I had my phone out, and I was on a Discord call with him, like showing him the alpha live. And as soon as I got done, I got on a call with him a little bit later, and he asked me like, "What do you think?" And I was like, "Dude, like I'm all for Kata right now, dude. Kata hype. Sod looks like shit." And
I
then
know. I
went-
remember you saying that early on.
yeah, I went back and I did the alpha again with Quizzy and Tuna Tornado and that crew, And having a group together that was chill with each other, like as if it was a guild, it felt so much better. And I was like, wait a second, this does feel good. I am hyped for this. Fuck Kata, I'm Team Sod. it turned like that in like an hour and a half. Like it was insane.
Yeah,
You definitely have time to do both. Sod's here in a little bit, and then we have like 6, 7, 8 months maybe even till Kata.
Yeah.
So I just want the crossover to be good. Think about it like. Don't be like, Kata's out, and all of a sudden we're letting level 60 beyond Sod come out. But
oh my God, I swear to God, if they do something like that again.
I mean, I think it'd be out before Kata if you think about their timeline. 4 to 10 weeks times 3. I would hope that it's out and done by then.
Agreed.
Yes,
Yeah,
I still
I mean,
don't
I'm
know if I'm
excited.
going to like Kata.
I think it's
I
gonna be
don't
amazing.
know. I want Go's idea for them to do a hardcore server that just you could move over to Kata. I don't know. I want to try because seeing all the screenshots, I forgot how much they just changed the entire world. I just never did any of that back in the day. I want to work up a character, but if I'm expected to be ready for raid, I'm not gonna have time to do that shit till later. But I guess it'll be later.
Well, you just enjoy it at your own pace too. Easy.
Yeah.
Shocker, right? Easy. Enjoy it at your own pace. What are you
I
in a
don't
hurry for?
have to do
You
this.
still have to level. You're not gonna like level slow as shit, not knowing the world. And it's not like you're like in a racing guild, so you have time to level. It's fast leveling too. You can also do that. Like I'm gonna wait till pre-patch.
Kata's fast leveling. Gotcha.
Yeah, when pre-patch comes out, that's when I'm gonna level from 1 up on a character since there's time and just like show the new world and see it for yourself. You don't have to do it at launch,
Oh,
There's
it
a good,
will
like,
be
month and
in
some
pre-patch, won't it?
Yeah. Yeah. So like I've never played a shaman
Oh.
before, but I want one, so I'm gonna level it from level 1 once pre-patch comes. You can see the whole world and like have time to do it, not be rushed. And
That's a good call. I didn't even
If you
think
didn't
about
wanna-
that.
Yeah, if you didn't want to pay for a race change, if you need to
Yeah.
change your race like I do and go from Tauren to Troll as a boomkin, then you can just start it fresh, level it up, and get it going.
easy.
Okay.
easy.
Okay. All right. I want to see what Worgen's like. I played.
I have been playing WoW for years, retail and everything, and I've never played Worgen or I've never been a fan of like the new races they've added. I've always been like original, like. But
Yeah.
the Worgens do look kind of cool. I've never seen a starting zone, so
Yeah, they do look kind of cool. So I was like, I want to try that. What are you planning on Horde or Alliance for Sod?
probably Horde. I think we're doing an
Horde
old
too,
Ompi to Ompi guild, so we have to wait to see what they want. But
I was Alliance in a classic era, whatever you want to call it, like classic vanilla. And now that there's more PvP emphasis on this, I gotta have War Stomp. Like I can't. Shadow Meld's kind of useless. So yeah, I'm looking forward to War Stomp and PvP.
Shadow Bell was still pretty cool early on, though.
Yeah, you can
Stealth
like Shadow
and
Meld drink
drinking and
stuff.
eating and stuff was
Yeah.
very nice.
But dude, War Stomp, like I like 1v1ing people. If I can get in like Warsong Gulch, especially, I can get off to the side and try to solo like the flag carrier, and it's an epic 1v1, and I kill him and then return the flag, and I'm like, cap, like that. That gets me hyped for Warsong. But I can't do that with Shadow Meld. I can't be like, hey guys, flag carrier's going down. I'm gonna Shadow Meld. I'm gonna drop combat. I'm gonna drink.
Wait, how long does it take you guys to get to level 25?
I'm slow.
8-10 hours.
It'd probably take me double that.
Yeah, I'm juiced.
I think probably 12 or 13 for me. Like if
I
I'm
think a good
I'm
average
going,
would be like 16, 20 or something maybe, if you're just like enjoying it.
Yeah,
In a
it'll
time,
probably
not
take
in a
me
hurry.
while.
I wanted it over with right away, immediately.
yeah, with
I can start
rested
looking for runes.
XP though, it just goes so fast. Code reloaded at checkout.
Is that going to
There you go.
work on that? You think?
Yeah,
Is it
they're
going to
already-
have?
They're already, yeah. Well, I mean, it's the same world anyway, but they're already
It's probably
gonna
new
fix
stuff.
whatever needs to be tuned.
That's
No, the world's the same. They just buffed the world.
that's a
Like, the
question.
questing is going to be the same, but I'm sure they'll work in runes inside of Rest XP when it gets all found out.
Someone was saying that they're redoing quest rewards and stuff. So if you go ahead of the pack and do higher level quests, you might be cutting yourself out to a different quest reward that would have shown up at level
The next
40.
phase.
Yeah, the next phase, because they're doing it phase by phase. So going ahead of stuff to get stuff that was old might not be the play.
Yep. Like there's a really good wand that's in 1,000 Needles that you can get for a quest, but it's level 36. So you can take like a bunch of people and go get that. But what if that changes?
What if it's
Might be
something
worth it,
better?
though, right?
What if it changes? Well, it's like a 2 DPS increase, right? It's not like you're wanding in that stage anyway.
I guess
People,
you're not.
people are gonna sweat PvP. That's why.
You
I just go ahead.
How people are going to be sweating over 2 DPS. If there's like a sim for like level 25, people are going to be like, oh yeah, 2 DPS.
Yeah, 2 DPS upgrade.
Just from the Warlock perspective, we have full
piss.
BIS list from sims going already done. Yeah.
That's
Oh my
sick.
God.
There's no
Thank you,
sims that are even close to right at the moment.
Yeah, they do. For 25, yeah, they do.
I call it bullshit.
You are underestimating the autism of classic Discords. We have already all day been full
don't even know all the
sim
gear.
programs. Yeah, they do. 760 upgrades has it already with a season discovery.
All
section.
of it?
Yeah, they didn't add new gear to the world. They
Not
added
yet.
new girl to the rate. You had the BFD gear and that's it.
Supposedly they're adding new gear to like a lot of the quests.
Where
And
did they
PvP
say
too,
that
I
at?
heard. I heard PvP as well. PvP
Where did they say that at?
I forget.
PvP, they have to
I've
have
watched so much
They have
stuff.
to have a PvP vendor for Asheville, right? At 25. That I
Yeah.
believe, but they didn't say anything.
Willie said that they're adding new PvP gear to Warsong.
Yeah, that I feel like they'd have to because of all the Asheville stuff. But outside of that, they're not adding a bunch of different new dungeon drops and shit.
I believe they, I don't know about dungeon drops, but I believe they're adding quest drops because they specifically said going ahead in quests could hurt you because those quest
I don't know who
rewards
said that.
could
Yeah.
change.
I don't know. We'll find out. Either way, that's just a quick little input on the sim to change it.
Yeah, I can't remember where I got that, but
Yeah, but classics Discords are already there. If there's a way to
for
find
sure.
BIS, we're gonna find it.
Yeah.
We will find that. That's our
yeah,
job.
I still think the Sims. I don't know, man, because you
Sims-
don't
the
know the
Sim program is the same from
rotations. You don't know.
You do know your rotation, but you don't until you know your rune. But right now, like nobody has a rune right now. For instance, you know what your rotation is right now as a rogue without a rune, right?
Yeah,
Because
but
it's the exact until you get a rune, your rotation is the exact same as it was in classic.
like you get the runes,
And-
then there's 3 more things, or at least
Yeah,
2
so
more
say
things to put in
you're
your
leveling to
rotation.
25 and you only find 2 runes, incinerate rune and like your meta rune. Guess what? You know what your rotation is. Like, that's the point of theory crafting. Is I know my rotation for every rune that I could possibly get right now at level 25.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean,
because it's a theory crafters.
I get they have that, but I don't think they have anything that actually can tell with the runes. I could be wrong, but I think
Yeah, the people get
think it's
paid to make
crazy.
sims. That's what their job is. They get paid decently to go make a sim program, and they're the people who, right when BlizzCon gets announced, that future classic, whatever, they're already like, oh, okay, data mining and sitting there and making sims for them.
yeah, but
Yeah.
the Sims were even wrong forever at the start of Wrath, so I don't know. And that was
Ours is great.
That was
Ours
after
and the
Wrath
mage and the
started.
warlock ones are the 2 best sims in the world. They're next level wizards. I don't even understand how they do it. I just know how to work the sims. I don't know how to actually work on them.
Yeah,
Either.
I still don't think the Sims ever got armor pen right throughout all of Wrath. You know,
Yeah, I
and
only speak.
I mean it just shows because you see the different DPS rankings and they rarely line up to the Sims. You know, so
yeah, they're
the
like
Sims
Farrell's
are,
top DPS and by 4,000 bajillion DPS, and then it comes out and they're like barely ahead.
yeah. Well, it's just I mean it's the nature of Sims because they're all patchwork style fights and you just can't sim boss by boss, right?
Yeah, well, the problem is when they sim, you can sim boss by boss and put in your own like mechanics in there, but they don't because the highest sim number they will get is because they can just stand still. It's obviously you're gonna more DPS standing still than moving and dodging stuff. So nobody wants to. None of them are honest about it and be like, all right, we're gonna put that we had to move every few seconds. They're just like, nope, I'm gonna do a standstill patchwork because that makes my number go the highest.
Yeah. Well, it's still the best baseline, but there's definitely classes like Feral Druid and Combat Rogue where if you have to like not hit the boss for a bit, that messes with your DPS unbelievably. Where some classes it doesn't as much, but some classes really hurt when they have to switch off to an ad and stuff like that.
So that's the kryptonite of light rating too. Switching an ad.
Oh yeah, nobody likes to do it. Nobody likes to do it.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm excited. I'm excited for all the runes that come out and all the frantically. You already see all these other new YouTubers trying to come up on the Assad stuff. It's funny.
Hey man,
people you've never seen of ever just already spamming like 1,000 things. Retail people, even retail content guys.
Yeah.
Welcome. Yeah, welcome to it. You know, if they're good, I'll watch it. Right.
Yeah,
if they're really good, I'll ask them to come on the show.
There you go.
What if it's been, say, 10 weeks and some people haven't found all of their runes yet? Like the devs know they've been undiscovered.
I think there's a possibility.
Do they go ahead and launch like the next level band, or?
I hope that you don't find everything right away. I hope it's like they're making it seem where it's like hard.
I mean,
take a while to get some. I hope so.
I
bet you every rune is discovered within 72 hours.
No.
Oh, mark it down. Mel says 72 hours.
Not every rune.
I think so too.
And Bob confirms. Crix, what do you think?
I think it's going to be like a week. I hope that it takes a while. I think it's like a solid 7-10 days before everything is found.
I would love that, but
I would too.
Maybe I'm just coped on hope.
Yeah.
Like I'm rushing to 25 and immediately not like doing anything until I find every fucking rune that existed for Warlocks.
Dude, I don't
know how to go about finding them, but I'm gonna look behind all the trees and I don't know. I'm gonna find it.
People are going out in Classic Era right now looking to see like, hey, would I put a rune there? I'm gonna check that spot. Yeah, let me mark that down.
So crazy.
Let me put the coordinates down.
No, that's a whole different level.
Yeah, I hope you're right, but would it only be if it was level 60 max and there all of that space was open, I would agree with you, but there's only a certain amount of zones that are 25. And I think
we're going to be going to higher level zones.
The classic people. Yeah, but there's not going to be any runes there.
You could be right. You could be right. Like they said, like the meta one, you just do a long quest chain. It might be a lot of them are going to be annoying to find, but all it takes is one person finding it and be like, all right, this is how you do this.
Yeah, selling rune location, PST.
Yeah, I want to sell rune location.
Oh my god.
5 gold for info.
Yep. Then we're gonna have to do.
You'll see it all over YouTube. I found the meta. I found the whatever. I found the region rune.
At level 40, we're gonna be going in huge raids to try and get Songflower.
That's gonna be annoying. Yeah.
Oh, actually,
we
can't.
Nobody ever talks about that world.
We won't be able to accept the quest to get to cleanse a Songflower. But yeah, well, we got it a bunch of times in hardcore, but it really wasn't that great of a buff. I guess they're gonna revamp that buff at the end of BFD and make it a little better, I guess.
It's like Songflower. I mean, it's like an Oni buff kind of. They said.
Yeah,
it help captures out a lot too.
I forget what it was in vanilla, but it wasn't great.
No, it's garbage. It's just a frost buff and a frost resistance.
Yeah.
Was that it?
Completely. That's still going to be at the end of BFD, the dungeon itself, and then like the BFD raid is like because I remember asking him, it's like an Onyxia buff kind of.
Is there both? You think they'll have both?
I don't know. I have no idea. I hope not, because fuck BFD. Well, how are you going to get Grace?
Sure, they still have the dungeon. No. The dungeon.
Yeah, because what they do in SM raid, they're just going to take SM out of the game. That'd be rough. What do you think the level 50 raid is?
Somebody said Sunken Temple, and I got kind of hyped for Sunken Temple.
No, fuck Sunken Temple. It's already like a raid for how long it is.
I want
BRD could be like level 60 though, right? Not level 50.
BRD is like twice as long as
BRD is
Sunken
dope.
Temple.
No one likes Sunken Temple. There's like 5 people in the entire world that like that dungeon.
I've done too many Hodge runs to be hyped for BRD.
BRD would be
I mean, it's the best dungeon in the history of World of Warcraft.
All of Classic.
And then that room where you have to get the 2 flames to extinguish the things. Doing that in a raid group and trying to get everybody stacked together. Like, bro, fucking line of sight behind the pillar. What the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, but the raids aren't the dungeon mechanics or the dungeon bosses. They're all new bosses and new mechanics in a new setting. So that's why it's like, you know,
Okay.
we might not even have those. It might be like Awesome Gold
Please
said,
no. Yeah.
that big giant that you don't fight with the door behind them, and then you fight the giant, and the door
Beldar
opens up.
or something.
Yeah, and then you walk behind him. Like it could be something like that, you know.
Alderman could be.
Yeah, it's pretty much like a raid already too. But yeah, you could just extend that or have like a side door that we can't go through, open up there, and all of a sudden you're in Alderman.
I know what it is. Well, it could be one of the raids because they might do 2 raids, but Fellwood, that one quest chain,
Jadenar thing.
Yeah, it takes you all the way underneath.
Ooh, that's a good idea.
You
The
don't
whole
even go
underground
all the way
zone.
to the end, but all the way at the end, there's
shadows
these stairs and shit that go up to like a named dude,
Yeah,
like a named winged
that'd be smart because
demon
there's some
guy.
good lore behind there, and you go downstairs a lot for the Jadenar quest. That'd be kind of nice.
I've been
That
down
was
there
supposed to
one
be a
time.
dungeon.
That's it.
No,
Yeah.
Moradon.
Dude, it's huge.
Moradon. It's got to be Moradon.
That's what
right?
I thought. That's what I
Oh,
think. Mara,
Moradon, yeah.
Do they do
Come
that
on.
so people can't boost? So there's no mage boosting. They're just like, fuck this. Like, there's no dungeon anymore. It's now a raid.
Oh, that's funny.
You can't boost now. Ah.
That'd be funny.
Well, I
But
mean, the
Moradon has
mobs are
like
going to be
so much that you could do with.
the mobs are going to hit a lot harder in
Mhm.
Sod. They didn't want to give them a ton more health because they just thought that was kind of boring to make it longer. So what Agred was telling us was, we just made the mobs hit really hard. So if you want to do AoE,
Good luck.
you're going to have a much smaller window that you can get hit. So I mean, there's going to be AoE is going to be a lot harder for mages because they're going to really have to focus on not getting hit because their shield isn't going to hold up as long as it did in regular classic.
I would be interested if they do like a where you can't root them, like what they do that on Psalm, where you can't root them or whatever.
I hated that stuff, dude. I fucking hated it. And the
I
whole
am
shit where
very
they teleport
intrigued.
up to you if
Yeah.
you're on a platform that you could like immune them from or evade them with.
I mean,
hated that stuff.
I don't like evade spots. I think it's lame.
Me too. I can't stand them. They're bitch made. I
Yeah.
can't wait to see. They said they
Fist
buffed the
bump.
outside world significantly. I want to see like how that feels because
Don't leave me hanging,
when
Crix.
classic. Oh shit! I didn't see that. Sorry. Classic wasn't even like super. I mean, it's not hard to level, but like it's not like you still die like leveling, right? And that's why hardcore came out because
Yep.
it was like harder to level. And then they're buffing the outside world, so it's like that's interesting.
Yeah, well, because
It's how
we're gonna
much
get
harder is it gonna
tougher.
level. Yeah,
Yeah.
so I would say like how. I guess we're gonna find out. So maybe that slows down that 1 to 25 to where it's normally like 10, 15 hours. You're actually like, oh shit, like I can only
I
pull
just
one
died.
mob at a time. But a lot of people are only pulling one mob at a time.
Mhm.
Like if you're playing hardcore right now, I know it's not hardcore in SOD, which I will do because I think that sounds fun. But like on hardcore, you're pulling one. I know you get people like
At
us who are
least-
playing for a while and we're pulling more than one, but like generally you're like
On
scared for
Warrior,
your life, so you're pulling one, maybe 2 at a time.
on
Yeah, imagine
Warrior,
a
I
Warrior
didn't start
leveling.
pulling more than one mob at a time on Warrior until like the late 30s, early
Yeah.
40s.
My rogue, I don't pull
Same
one. I
with-
only pull one at a
yes.
time. I'm
Yeah, same
fucking
with
sapping
rogue.
one and going in. Yeah, like so I'm actually really, really interested in that. I think it'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's the right way to buff them because just more health is just boring.
Exactly. I do hope that the raid content is a little bit harder. I know it was just the first 3 bosses, and they probably didn't want people to be like put it away by making it harder. But I do hope it is a little bit harder.
Oh,
agree.
we talked. That's another thing. The first night we talked to Agrend and Tim at the Marriott, and they said that those are not the final tweaks to the bosses.
Okay, good. Yeah,
this
I
is
hope then
actually
they know that we
these-
clapped that out. Yeah.
Yeah, these 3 bosses were specifically toned down for BlizzCon, and smartly so, because how
yeah.
bad would it suck if everybody that's in a pug that
scared
waited
them away.
in line, like Go had a horrible time with pugs. Like it would be
Oh,
horrible.
yeah, like
to
I was
just-
watching like Mr. GM's group go when he did the 5 streamer 5 depth, and they were garbage. No offense to them, but they were like they had devs in there with them, and they all were like getting clapped out. They couldn't. They were sitting on that water boss, the Baron boss that pushes you out, pushes you back. Dude, I watched him get pushed back like 12 times. And I was like, damn. So I can only imagine, like, you know, obviously we had Ampi who's like, oh, figured it out, like right away. He like looks at the boss and like scans him with his retinals, and all of a sudden he's like, all right, I figured it out.
Superhuman ability, and he was like, "This is how this boss works." I was like, "How do you know that? We've never even seen this boss before."
Well, no,
Yeah,
he was like,
wild.
"Well, we wiped once, so I saw his moves."
That's exactly what it was. Too. The second time it was Sarth, and of course Sarth went with all the devs, so he knows like all the mechanics for it too. So, yo, relax, bud. You know the mechanics. You were with the fucking devs doing it. Oppie was like retinal scanning fucking. I don't know how I do not know how he was doing it, dude. It was crazy.
I don't either.
Imagine in his mind, he has like an actual HUD where it just comes up and he looks at something. It's like moves, just scrolls down, you know, like a bionic eye would or something. That's how I imagined it.
For sure.
He was
I
impressive.
Imagine that's
He's
why
so impressive.
I imagine Oppie said something, which is the reason why I didn't get kicked off that first boss like multiple times, right? I'm guessing he was like, "You guys need to stand over here." Like, oh, okay. I don't know why I need to stand over here, but Oppie said I need to stand over here, so I'm going to do it.
My group did. I think we were the first ones to test to see if you pulled the boss Gamora, the second, like the big turtle boss, if all the little ads would pull with it. If you didn't kill him, we went in there and we were like, "Yeah, let's test this out. Let's grab this boss."
We
that's as far
found
as
that out. We
tested that about 3 times.
I ran in, dog. Yeah, fuck it.
Yeah.
And with the Quizzy's group, we went in there and pulled, like, we pulled the boss, but we handled it. And I was like, "Yeah, these guys are fucking gamers. This is sick." Like, I was stoked to be there at that point.
Yeah, no,
It was fun, man. It was a lot of fun.
Pulled all the turtles.
First group, we didn't get the third boss. The second group, we did. We got it to 2%, and then we timed out, and we were like, "Go, pump, go!"
Yeah, those will definitely be harder. So
yeah,
I can't wait.
That's cool.
Yep.
What do you guys think about 3-day lockout for that raid? I love it.
You could be so be there a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's the right call for any 10-man raid, if I'm being honest. Like 3 days.
I agree.
I know people were.
It's a little
upset that it
dangerous,
was
though,
10
right?
man.
Yeah, because they are going to go to 25-man.
Well, they said they might.
They said they might.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they didn't even say they might. They're just like, we don't know. We can't say anything.
I think at this point they're just like I think it was smart for them to do 10 mans first, right? I know people want to play with more people and stuff like that, but realistically, like getting 10 people at level 25 with everything else going on too, I feel like is a much easier entry. And then I think you get larger raids as you go through. So I'm not too worried about it. I think it'll be fun.
I think it'd be a lot of fun, and I'm pretty excited. I don't know what I want to do, but I need to make videos on it and spam and have fun.
How crazy is it that it's coming out in like 2 weeks? 3 weeks?
That was a shock. Yeah.
Yeah, it really was. No PTR, no beta, no nothing.
Dude, but I think it was also like low-key brilliant, right? Because they know, like, they're literally announcing it at the opening ceremony, and Twitter's going crazy about this is so horrible, stupid, right? Like, the longer they give the community to, like, try to figure out what this is going to be and try to find a way to either love it or hate it, right?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like just more down the rabbit hole people go. Like, just give it to us.
I would have been stoked if it was even like a week, if it came out tomorrow on what's that, the 9th?
That's too
I'd be
soon.
like, okay.
I think we need to have at least, I'm with Scotty J, at least the first 5% ICC buff out before we're jumping into.
I don't think there's
Sod.
any way.
Nah,
I mean, we're jumping into Sod in 3 weeks.
They already said it's not coming out right now. They like
Yeah.
the progression everybody's having, and people like progressing. I would be surprised if they did it before. I mean, I think they might do one before New Year's, the first one. I don't want them to.
Interesting.
Earn
Interesting.
it. Earn the kill.
Earn it. Yeah. No, for sure.
Interesting. I mean,
Bathroom.
I like that too, but as we've seen, the majority of the classic crowd doesn't. They just quit.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. Well, supposedly they said the feedback is that people like Prague, like these when they're looking around, which I haven't heard that many people complain about the difficulty of it.
I've never ever heard that the majority of the classic crowd likes Prague. They like
right
Prague.
now, yeah. I've
they
heard,
like
I mean,
Prague.
even in
Like
chat, I haven't heard a lot of people complaining about the difficulty. They like it.
they like Prague up to. Yeah, but that's the people that watch you. You know,
That's true.
There's a huge amount of people that play Classic that don't consume any content whatsoever. I mean, there's a ton of people in my guild that I'll say somebody's name that they should know and they don't, so and they have no clue. And we've seen just by the drop off of raiders throughout the entirety of WoW Classic, when shit gets hard, people quit. That's just the way it is.
I'm feeling that right now.
Leave it there or fucking quit. Earn that kill. It'll take a while, but it feels good.
Yeah, I feel like people end up quitting because they don't have a guild that has the same mindset, right? Like if you have a guild who's in the same mindset of or like you've got a bunch of you've got some sweaty people and some really non-sweaty people, like that's never going to work because the sweaty people are just going to get annoyed that the others are holding them back, right? And then the others are going to get annoyed because the others keep pushing them to keep doing prog, right?
Yeah,
it's just this vicious cycle, and that's why you quit. You quit because the people you're playing with you don't want to play with anymore. You're like, okay, forget it. But
I need to clip that and send it to my raid lead.
Although I will say,
I need to walk away for like 5 minutes.
Okay. So on the raid teams, I would like to see just 20 mans. I think 25 mans. I think if you're gonna do something, go up to 20 mans or go up to 30 mans. I don't like this whole up to 25 man. It's such an awkward change for a guild that has been running 2 or 3 10 mans, and then all of a sudden they have to switch to a 25 man. It was awkward as hell in TBC, and
TBC was the worst though because you went from 40 man raids to 10 man raids, and you were like, well, "That's cool," and then you were only going to get 25 out of those 10 mans.
Well, and the 10 mans throughout Wrath, and really in TBC have turned out to be mandatory, except for Nax was it mandatory, but Ulduar hard modes, lots of people's BIS was in 10 man, so it was mandatory. And then you get these guilds trying to figure out who's going to go on the 10 mans, and you're leaving out 5 people from each raid group, and that sucks. Whereas if you were going to do both, you just require everybody to do both, and you'd have a set number.
Though I feel like one of the big things that really sucked about the 10 mans to the 25 mans is that you had to have more tanks to make the groups for the 10 mans.
Mm-hmm.
And same thing with healers. But I do feel like with some of the runes and things that might kind of solve that issue, right? Where maybe you don't have to have, an extra person level up as a tank. They can, swap their warlock to be a tank or DPS or something. So
yeah, Nightmare Chat said most guilds had an extra 5 alts to run the 3 10 mans. I'm gonna disagree with you, and I'm gonna change your statement to many guilds. I guarantee you most guilds did not. Many guilds did, though, and the good guilds did for sure, but a lot of the dad guilds did not have that option. And most of the guilds are dad guilds in WoW Classic. You heard it here first, folks.
I know I don't want to go back to 40 man. Like 25
I don't want to do
max.
40 at all. And I think
20 sounds good.
Dude, 20 man Molten Core and Blackwing Lair sounds challenging. Like, it would be pretty dang hard, if we didn't have all the runes. But you think about it, we did Ani 20 man early on, right? That was something where when we were like every guild was running splits, but it wasn't a normal split. It was just 20 of us will go to this one and 20 of us will go to this one, and we'll still drop Ani, right? But I think it'll be neat if you got 20 people going in, and I think it could actually make it pretty challenging and pretty cool.
Yeah.
Whereas 40 was overkill.
Yeah, it's way too many people. And then if they want this to be kind of like the hardcore servers, where it's a place you can kind of go back to when you're done with your raids on Wrath or Kata, you can hop on Season of Discovery. Then it'd be so much better to just chill with 20 people.
Yeah, you
maybe
could
5 people from your Wrath guild doesn't want to play it. Screw those 5 people. Let them raid log, and then the 20 that want a game and have fun can hop on and do some raids.
Oh my god.
Yeah. I'm just curious. It was funny talking to my guild last night, how they were like, well, that can't be your main game, right? And I was like, I don't know. I'm not sure yet. I'm not sure what it can
Nobody
be.
knows. I know. I'm excited.
I mean, that's a given. I think a lot of people are, but my brain's actually swirling now at this point. So I'm trying to think of other things we can hit on.
I know there's going to be a new, what's it called? Weapon oil and sharpening stone from the PvP. I think it was said. It's so hard to keep up with, like, oh, it was from this interview. It was from this interview.
Would it be a Mortal Strike type of deal? Because that's something that would be interesting.
I don't know if it was just something that you could maybe purchase from the Ashenvale PvP vendor to give you a raid buff, but I feel like they're going to give us stuff to bring into the raid so that we have consumables, you know?
Yeah, what are the consumes going to be? We're going to have
I'm sure there's like a
at 25
food buff.
No, at 25 we can use the top end rum, so 15 more stamina. We can use. Yeah. Can we use the 15 agi? I think we use the 15 agi by level 25. We can use
like a elixir.
Yeah. We can use, because I've been doing all of it in hardcore. Like, you can use so many consumes, dude. Remember, there's so many consumes in vanilla.
I know people were looking at minor speed to boots, and I think you need thorn bars, and people were like, "Oh, we can't get that." Like, damn, that sucks.
and where's it drop?
Thorn, you have to. It's 230, I think, is the lowest to do the mining nodes, but we can only get to 225.
No, I'm talking about the actual recipe for run speed.
Oh, the recipe.
That might be trained in Ultimate. And who's going into Ultimate at 25 to get minor run speed? And then fiery weapon is in BRD, right? Or no, it's right outside BRD, right?
It says for minor speed you can train it in Stone Talon or Eloin, and Ultimate too. But
wait,
what was the last
are you looking at vanilla?
Yeah, classic.
Okay, because for anything past 225, you have to go to Ultimate. Like, there's no trainer in town.
Maybe this is Season of Mastery or something.
Maybe.
But it's on wowhead.com/classic.
Oh no, chat. Do you guys know?
Wait, this is even saying it's 225. It's aquamarine. I don't know who was talking about that stuff.
Yeah, it's one aquamarine, two
a small
the green
shard.
nethers, and the radiant shard.
Yeah.
So, Crix,
I had to put the kids to bed.
While you were gone, real quick, catch you up. We'll go back to the enchants here in a second and the consumes. While you were gone, we talked about Molten Core. If we had 20-man raids, like if they moved up to 20-man raids, Molten Core and BWL would almost be ready to go difficulty-wise with the runes and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like 20 people.
Sounds right. Yeah.
The
raids are going to be ridiculously easy. They got to do something about that. And I honestly, I don't like 40-man, and I hope it's not 40-man.
We said the exact same thing while you were gone. But now we're talking about consumes and enchants. And he was talking about minor run speed. And I was thinking that was one of the ones you had to trade in Ultimate. Is it? Do you remember?
Minor run speed? No. I like how to get it, you mean?
I think it's
Minor
trained.
speed, the minor speed, the boots.
Minor
Yeah.
speed. I saw that there was a trainer in Stone Talon and Elwyn, but I didn't know if that was just for.
But I don't.
You could, there's one in it says that there's one in Elwyn and Noldeman.
How high do you have to be to trade it?
225.
Okay, then it's definitely not in Elwyn.
But I might have been even thinking of rocket boots.
Okay, you can get 225 before going to Ultimate. So maybe it's the last thing you trade in Elwyn as Alliance. And then Stoneton is where you do it
Wowhead
forward.
says Elwyn as well.
So it might be the very last thing that you trade in before you have to go to Ultimate. But I mean, what are our weapon enchants we're gonna use?
They don't have the good ones there, so I couldn't even imagine.
+3 damage.
Yeah, it's gonna be bad. They don't have a lot of. Let me look. I don't think they have a lot of weapon things that you can even do.
Yeah, there's stones. Like I've just got done doing it all in hardcore, but there's a ton of consumes you could use. You know.
Oh yeah.
And then rum. Like rum is going to be huge at level 25, 150 more health. So
What if there's
work up fishing, guys. Work up fishing.
There really is no weapon. There's no.
I'll be fishing.
You can get two-handed melee weapons do 5 extra damage.
You can get the oil to put on your
Beast slaying.
casters. Can get
you
plus
can make
8 spell damage.
lesser wizard oil for 16 spell. Yeah.
Yeah, but you can do oil and enchants.
Yep.
Yeah, but I don't think there's an enchant that you would even do.
Oh, good.
Frost mages have one.
And QT in chat says you have to be level 35 before you could do artists and professions anyhow.
Well,
Besides
artisan 225.
Well, yeah, we should be able to get 225. I'm
they
not
said
saying
you could
we
do
get
up to 225.
Up
Yeah,
to
you can't do
225. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
But although that is that different for it's different for fishing and stuff though, isn't it?
Shouldn't
Fuck, man.
I
And
don't know.
all the different versions run together now that we play them all.
be. We're gonna have to go back and buy the fishing books instead of learning it from the trainer.
I mean, I've been doing that in hardcore.
The first aid books.
Yeah, I've been doing that in hardcore. It's just like it's easy now. Dude, the new hardcore rested XP is actually amazing. Like we went all the way to level 55 without running out of quests, which never happens on the Alliance side. But with the new rested XP though, you travel a fuck ton though. That is that is one thing.
Safe.
You travel a lot.
You won't die, but you're gonna not go very fast.
Yeah, but yeah, I can't think of really anything else. My brain's just swirling. I can't think of anything else we really need to hit on.
At this point.
Yeah, I just got to get in and like try some stuff out before I really have much more to say. What about you guys?
I feel good.
I mean, do you have anything else you want to say about?
No,
anything?
be ready for it. Be excited. Be
Me
pumped.
soon.
And if you don't want to try it, or don't. It's up to you. Either way,
All right,
Okay.
should we
have some fun, man.
end the pod with a little story time?
Sure.
Yeah.
All right. So, how should we set the stage here? So, okay. First off, it all started when Mel and I arrived at BlizzCon. Mel and I get up to get our room, and Mel they ask her, what floor would you like to be on? Like, you want to be on a high floor or low floor? And Mel says, I like to be on a high floor. And I, of course, go, I don't want to go up that high to refill drinks. And remember in 2019 when we had to take the stairs down because every elevator was full at 9 when we were headed to the con. And she's like, I just really like to be high. And I was like, all right, we'll do what you want, sweetie. And then I went to look at my phone. And then I guess while I was looking at my phone, because I'm kind of in blinders at that point, she told him to change the room to a lower level. And I was like, the girl said floor 5. And I was like, but I thought you wanted a high one. And she's like, I changed it for you. I was like, oh, sweetie. And then the girl goes, I actually have one on 4. Like, do you want the one on 4? And I was like, well, hell yeah. So we get the room on 4. And that's the very beginning of the story. The next part of the story, jump to Saturday night.
So the con's over.
Yeah, con's over. We've been partying over the Hilton. The Hilton's kind of turned into like a little bit of a shit show at that point, and we're telling everybody, hey, we're gonna go to the Marriott to spend the rest of the night. We're gonna hang with everybody in the lobby there. We get over to the Marriott, and me and Go and Kim Jong-un and Zim, who's been on the Countdown to Classic podcast. We had just met him the night before, but we're going up to my room to fill up our drinks. So we're up there for a bit. I go to get ice, and on my way back from getting ice, there's a man that looks extremely familiar to me knocking on the door right next to ours. We were room 421. This was room 420. But there's this guy that looks extremely familiar, and it takes me a second. I'm holding ice.
No. Hold on. Let me back it up a second, because before this happened, I left the room with Kim, our guildie, and we were walking downstairs, and as we're like leaving the room, these like 3 security guards are walking towards the room.
Oh, this is right. That's later, but okay.
No, this is now.
No, it's later, because I came in and told you who I just saw, and then that's when you and Kim went downstairs.
Okay, well, either way, I come down, and we had just gotten kicked out of the room the night before because we were being really loud, right? And so I was like, oh, shit.
That's so funny.
And so I'm sitting there, and then, like, Kim and I are like, and we, like, look, like, around the corner, right? We're not stealthy at all. Like, we look around the corner, and they're just standing, looks like right at our door, and they just look over, and I was like, hey, are you at my room? They're like, no. And I was like, how do you even know what my room is? Like, what do you mean? No. I was like, you're standing in front of my door. They're like, no, we're not at your room. And I was like, okay. And we just walked away, and they were at the room next to us, which is who was there.
Still before that, I'm walking back with the ice. Mel is still in the room with Kim Jong-un. Walking back with the ice, see this guy. He looks familiar. It takes me a second, and then I realize, I'm like, hi. He turns around. He's with another person I don't know, and I'm like, hi. I'm so sorry. I don't remember your name. I know I should, but I do know that you created most of the story for Overwatch, and you left around the time Jeff Kaplan did. And he was like, yeah, hey, you having a good con? And I was like, yeah. And I'm just talking to him for a second, and then the door opens. There's like a get-together going on inside that room, and I was like, all right, well, have a good one. And I go back into our room. I come in, and Mel's in there, and everybody's in there, and I'm like, dude, fucking the guy that did all the Overwatch story. What's his name? Michael. I'd look it up. It's like Michael Chu. Okay. I was like, dude, there's a big time party going on next door with like big people. Like, we should hang out. And Kim's like, nah, fuck that. I don't care about famous people. And so him and Mel just leave, and then that's when they saw the security guards. Well, I guess the security guards went to that room.
I came up at that time and then left. I didn't hear any of that story until later on that day, but whatever.
Yeah. So
Bob told it about 6 times.
Yeah. So I was pretty excited. So it's me, Go, and Zim left in the room, and I'm like, guys, I want to go back down to see everybody, but like we could maybe find a way into this party. Maybe. I've done it before. I've crashed these types of parties many times, and for some reason, me and Mel's luck at cons are just like this. We luck into this shit all the time. Like, we got to hang out with Stephen Amell in Kansas City because we happened to go to the hotel bar that he was at, like after Planet Comic-Con. Like, these things just happen to us. We also hung out with with Tara Reid that night. She was a little weird, but so Zim and Go are like down. So we're kind of like drinking a little bit more, getting a little bit more courage. So we don't know how to like interact with them. But then I see, oh, they're out on the balcony. There's people out on the balcony. It's right next to our balcony. So I'm like, let's go out there. And I go over with my vape and go to the other side to try to be nonchalant. Go goes right up in there, right up towards their gate. It was like, hey, what you guys doing? And then we just start talking. And go. Because I was over on the side. Like, I don't even know how I got pulled over. You were talking to the one guy about something.
Yeah, I pulled you over because I was sitting out there. Maybe I was out there with Zim. I'm terrible with my memory. I could have had too many that night. But I remember being out there and I overheard a conversation of somebody and they sounded like important. And they were talking about how, oh yeah, it used to be the joke around the office. Whoever drew the short straw did the closing ceremony because everybody was already gone and blah, blah, blah. And he's like mentioned the name Frank. So I'm looking on my phone. I'm like, all right, does there happen to be like a WoW dev named Frank? And one popped up, Frank Pierce. So I'm like, yeah, it had to have been Frank Pierce that was just out on the balcony, who's the like co-creator of World of Warcraft. And I came back in and I told you, and then that's when you came out with your vape. And then when you came out, another guy had come over to the balcony and was talking to us.
You got freaking Sherlock Holmes over here. He's like, "Ooh, okay,
yeah." We're all on our phones, like, "Who the fuck are these guys?" Like, there's important shit going on next to us. And the guy talking to us was super chill. I need to look up who it was, but he ended up saying something like, "Yeah, and Josh Greenfield is over here," and then that's when
we talked. In. Yeah, we talked about because they were a little wary because they're like, we see you got medium wristband there. It's like, yeah, we do WoW classic stuff. And he's like, oh yeah, Josh Greenfield's in here. He works on WoW Classic. And for anybody that doesn't know, that's a Grend. And I go, dude, tell Grend that Blazing Bob is here on the balcony right next to you. And he looks at me weird. I was like, Josh, tell Josh. Because they probably don't know his like handle, you know what I mean? So he goes in and tells Josh, and a Grend comes out, and I'm like, what's going on? You guys are in the room next to ours. And then I think this is when I'm like, Mel, where's Crix?
Yeah.
No, this is when you call me.
Oh, yeah. Like, okay, so then I called you. Yep.
And he's like, hey, Mel, I need you to come up to the room, just you. And I was like, well, that's awkward. I'm literally just sitting next to one person. And I'm going to be like, I got to go. I was like, sorry, Kim, I got to go to the room. Something weird. I don't know. I'm just supposed to go by myself.
When you got up to the...
Sorry.
If you would have told me Kim, I would have been like, okay, well, Kim's fine too. Just you two.
Yeah, you were very like stealthy and weird, right? Like it was very cryptic. I was like, okay, I don't know what's going on.
Too many people means we get screwed out of like hanging out with them. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. No, I get it. I just didn't know anything when I was leaving him. Right. Like I literally didn't know if you were like, hey, I got a nice little bubble bath here. Right. Like just come up yourself.
That's true.
No, I didn't think that ever. But
yeah, it would have had to be 3 a.m. for that to be the call.
Right. Then
at 3 a.m. that could have been the call for sure.
It could have been. Then I get up there and I see what's going on. And I like walk into the room and I see a Grend and I was like on the balcony and I was like, oh, all right. And then Bob said something like, hey, where's Crix? And I was like, oh, I don't know. He was like hanging out down there. And literally within 10 seconds, Crix sends me a text and I look at my watch and he's like, where you at? And I was like, and I picked up my phone and I was like, Crix, we're in our room with a Grend.
She's all quiet.
He goes, I'm on my way. Click. And like, was there within like 10 seconds. And I was like, all right.
And then we just spent the rest of the night just
like 2 hours or something like that.
Yeah, just BSing,
just chatting
with a Grend and a bunch of different people. And we just never made it back downstairs. By the time it was over and everybody left, it's like, well, the parties are definitely over. So yeah. So then Go left, went back down to his room. Crix and Kim went and got Ubers to wherever they had to go. And then the part of the story you guys don't know is then Mel and I, our adrenaline's just going. And I'm like, you want to break into the hot tub? She's like,
Bubble bath?
Yeah, let's do it.
Bubble bath.
So we go down to the hot tub and there's a lock on one of the gates. I'm like, let's try the other gate. So we go to the other gate and the lock's there, but it's not clicked up. So it's just
It's like a padlock that's just not locked.
Like dummy locked, yeah.
And so Mel was like, well, this tells me that they're open. She pulls it open and we just walk in. And then for the next 45 minutes, we're in the hot tub watching all the workers go past. And we didn't turn on the bubbles because we didn't want to bring like attention to us. But we were there for 45 minutes before the security guard comes down. And he's like, so it's closed, guys. And Mel starts her whole like, oh, well, daylight saving times. Oh, I didn't realize.
You guys, at this point, it's like 5 a.m, right? I was like, they're literally almost open.
Yeah, sun's
Like-
coming up. Like,
They were almost open. They opened at 6. Okay.
Yeah, if daylight saving times hadn't went, it would have been. But I
It
was like,
would've been
Mel,
6.
don't lie to him. We came in. The door was
Bob
open,
just
so we
outed
came
me
in.
right away. I was like, all right.
The guy didn't care, but it was wild.
He, like went and got us towels and everything. He's like, do you guys need towels? Yeah, that'd be nice.
there was one other
Right.
person that we can name drop that was up there in the room with us. And I correct me if I'm wrong, it was Chris Metzen's kid. Like Chris Metzen's stepson or something.
No.
It was the guy who was making the survival game for Blizzard, for the Blizzard survival game.
Yeah, but he's just
He was
like
cool
really
as hell.
close to Chris
He was
Metzen. He's
super
not
cool, yeah.
actually related.
Yeah, he said that Chris
Is my
Metzen called him
understanding.
like his godson or something like, or his
Yeah,
like
yeah.
adopted son. It's like a joke or something. But yeah, he was
Okay.
super cool. I was like, you want to talk about the survival game? There's probably a lot of class people that want to play it.
Go.
Yeah, come here. We'll
Remember
get
his
you
name.
we'll get you interviewed.
You handed him
Really?
your card. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Shocking.
Hey man. You
It
gotta
was a lot
shoot
of
your
fun,
shot.
though. I think that one of the coolest things is just how cool all the devs were, right? And
And
like
so
how genuine and
Into
excited
it.
and
So
like,
into it.
yeah, they were pipe pumped.
Yeah.
You
I-
could
I-
feel their
his
connection
name,
to the
man.
game just interacting with them. Like you could tell they were passionate about it. It's not just like, yeah, this is my job. No, like they're in it.
Dude,
Oh, yeah.
he has a really
For
cool name, and I thought I would never be able to forget it.
Me too. I'm trying to look.
And again,
Follow me on Twitter.
don't tell him that we forgot, because it was dang it, because they really liked him.
Ates Bayrak. Or Atiz Bayrak. I'll link it in the.
That's just
I might be saying it wrong.
We're all like,
Put it-
I don't know.
Tabarak. Tabarak.
Tabarak.
Let's
Tabarak.
put it in the chat. I have no clue how to say it. But he was super cool.
Oh man, so
So cool.
cool. They
That was
all
super
were
dope.
so
He was
cool.
really nice.
It was.
I completely
just-
forgot about that Blizzard survival game, by the way. Until
did
we were
too.
there. And when he mentioned it, I was like, oh, fuck, I completely
yeah.
forgot about that. Why we're here? You know what I mean? And of course, we know not to bug people for stuff. So we were like, let's quit. But it was a lot of fun. It was really hard not asking both of them a million questions.
Yeah.
We
Oh,
also
yeah.
realized they were just doing 3 days of BlizzCon or whatever, 2 days plus all the prep leading up
Answering
to
questions.
it. Yeah, they needed time just to
Well-
relax and talk about whatever, you know.
Yeah, and we didn't really talk about the games a ton that night. You know what I mean? Like if you want to hang out with people, you can't just keep harping on them, for information. Like that's not comfortable for anybody. But it was really cool. Mel was mortified. She's like, I can't believe you let a Grind into our room. It is horrible looking. Stuff is everywhere.
Dude, did you see the room? Like, basically, our
Not
room was like
bad.
We're
the
dudes.
party
We don't
hub.
care. Yeah.
It was only
It was
a frat
so
house
bad.
type shit, you know.
It
not bad.
looked like a frat house.
We were
There was,
doing God's work, tanking
100
for all of our friends so that they didn't get One
Walk around.
well, so they didn't get one shot by the bar drink prices at the bar.
Mm-hmm.
We were tanking hard.
Well, it was mortifying, but it's fine.
I think
I
poured.
didn't really realize it until everybody left, and then I was like, "Oh,
Oh yeah. I mean, there was cans everywhere. You couldn't set anything else on.
literally,
that
like you
counter.
couldn't see the desk."
Yeah, and then the
Like-
fridge still had drinks in it too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we left a lot of alcohol for the cleaning people.
Did you?
You're welcome.
Yep, and we left a 20. So we were like, this place is destroyed.
My dad did the same thing. I
Yeah,
was
yours
like,
probably didn't look that bad.
I was like, you're 20 on the counter. Is that for? We're leaving it. Okay.
Better than me. I just left.
Well,
Yeah,
I mean, the
usually
alcohol.
clean up pretty well. And
Yeah,
just
we
leave,
normally do,
but-
and then we don't leave a tip because, like, dude, we cleaned it for you.
I mean, my dad was tipping the city guy that drove us to the airport, like the ART or the EVE bus, like the little
Mhm.
transit
when you have
shuttle.
to pay for.
Yeah, it was $15 a ticket, and he's tipping him when we got there. I was like, I didn't tip the guy that brought me to the hotel. Like now, I feel like shit.
You guys, I feel like tipping's gotten out of control. I feel like
Kind of.
people want tips for literally everything now, and
Yeah,
I'm like,
they really do.
I'm here to get some. You literally didn't do anything other than what you're paid to do, right? Like what? Like I tip, servers. I tip hairdressers, like people that like, I don't know. There's a level of you could do a good or a bad job at this particular service, right? If you just like scoop my ice cream into a cup, I don't understand where the tip comes out of, right? Like how do I determine what kind of tip you get, right?
That was a good amount of sprinkles. I
Just a
appreciate you.
tip.
Right? Listen, are you supposed to tip plumbers? See, that's also the thing. I don't even know who I'm supposed to tip anymore. Are you really
I
supposed
don't
to tip plumbers?
I mean, do your job. That's about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah, plumbers, no, they're getting paid for that.
that's what I
In my
thought.
opinion.
Like, because
Yeah.
you pay like for the parts and the service, right? Like,
So if you're getting more than $10 an hour, then I don't know about a tip. But if you're working like fast food or something, like I don't.
who
Like
tips
Subway?
fast food? Does
Subway
anybody
now?
tip the McDonald's person?
The little
Okay.
kiosk at Subway asks you like, do you want to leave a tip if you put in your
Oh, get
order
outta
there?
here.
And it's like, I mean, do I? Are you gonna make my sandwich different if I don't? Like,
Right.
I get
No.
nervous about that. I get weird. So I'm like, yeah, sure, 10%, okay. Make sure my sub's loaded up.
I see the whole reason you're supposed to tip though is because servers in the majority of places make like $2 or $3 an hour, so they're working for tips. That's
Yeah,
why
I made
that's why
$2.13 an hour when I was a server.
that's why our service at restaurants is so much better in the United States than it is over in Europe, because in Europe they get paid, so they don't give a shit. Like, so they don't bend over backwards, whereas here they do, and like you get tipped on how well you did.
Tip if you do a great job, or if you're bad, as in. But yeah, if you do a great job, I got you, dog.
Mm-hmm.
I got you. If you're nice as shit to me, but not like a plumber. No, love you, but no. Thanks for doing your
Yeah.
job, but no.
Yeah, I paid
I mean,
you.
I didn't get paid to build your house or whatever it was people were doing. You know what I mean? I didn't go
Thanks for
remodel
showing
a
up.
home and then they tip me.
But
Yeah.
like,
Like, thanks for showing
so
up
like,
between noon and 8.
It's like you're already getting paid to do your job, and you want to get paid on top of getting paid to do your job.
so like I'll tell you,
I know.
Ubers, I will definitely tip, but there were definitely Ubers.
Food services, I
in-
tip.
But hold on, though. There were definitely Ubers in California that I was like, you ain't getting shit for a tip. I was blown the fuck away.
Yeah.
So we had the ride from the airport. We had the ride to the airport the first time, then the ride to the airport the second time. Only one of the times did the Uber driver get their ass out of the car and put our luggage in the trunk. I used to Uber when we lived in Colorado, and I could not imagine not getting out of the car and putting the people's luggage in the trunk for them. If you're going to do a job, do it right. I was just like, I couldn't believe it. The Uber, when we got there, we're standing at the back of the truck. I'm waiting for him to get out of the car, and he just pops the trunk. And not only did he not come and put the stuff in the trunk, he had a bunch of shit in the trunk. He had his dry cleaning in there and shit, and all kinds of shit. I'm like, I guess I'll just put this on top of it. Wow,
like,
this is bad
Uber
service.
Picks people up at the airport without trunk space. Like, who do you think you're picking up? The random people with no luggage?
Like, dude, I mean, I went from making, I'm not going to say it, but I went from making a lot of money in IT to doing Uber while I was supporting Mel's job for her to eventually make a lot more than me. But like, I did that job. And even though it was a job that was, way less money, I still wanted to do it right. If you're going to do something, do it right. So I'm pretty proud of it.
It's like if you get
still a
check
4.98 star. Yeah.
Tip.
I'm a 4.9 out
because
star.
they stuck with your food, but
yeah.
But yeah, so I didn't tip, dude. I gave him 5 stars because he still, he drove us well, but I'm not going to tip you. Like, it's just crazy to me, like the difference in service. But yeah, that's like, if somebody goes above and beyond, that's what I think a tip can be anywhere. If they go above and beyond.
I mean, the dude that drove the shuttle for my dad and I to get back to the airport, he refused to let my dad bring his own suitcase on. He was like, "No, dude, I got you. And he stepped off the bus, grabbed it for my dad, put it on there. And then
that's how you do. That's what you do.
We were on the interstate, and he's like, "All right, guys, we got 2 bumps coming up." And we'd be like, "There's one. Here comes the second one." All right.
That's dope.
Well, then,
we were having a good time with him.
When we went to Austin, the Uber driver was like, "What do you like to do? How long are you in for?" And then he gave me a bunch of different stuff, and he took a little bit of a detour so he could show me a few things that I could do while I was there. I was like, "Bro, 25% tip." These are the types of things that deserve a tip. I think when you go above and beyond, outside of the food service industry and stuff, because that's their main, their main money. But extra cash when you go above and beyond. Yeah, I think that's all we got for today, guys. You got anything else?
Not at all, my friend.
Let's
close her out. I appreciate you guys.
All right, well, let's close her out. Don't forget to, I don't even remember. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter at WC Reloaded. Don't forget our email address is wcrpodcast@gmail.com. If you want to save 20% on Rogue Energy, code Reloaded. If you want to get anything from Rested XP, code Reloaded. If you want to see other ways to help us, check out Warcraft Reloaded.com. And I think that's going to do it. I'd asked Mel where we could find her, but she always just says you can't find her anywhere. So now that the Discord's gone, you really can't find her anywhere. So
you can find her at BlizzCon.
At BlizzCon.
Yep.
Next year. All right, Crix, where can we find you?
Crixvibez everywhere, my friend. Twitter, Reddit, Twitch. I think you can probably do it on YouTube. It would pop up. Crix Guides on YouTube, though.
All right.
Make that match where I'm at.
You doing the TikTok thing too?
Yeah, I am. I'm not really. Not for. I have one that I go on, but I don't post WoW stuff to it.
Dude,
I don't really know what to do with TikTok.
Are you gonna start simulcast streaming to everywhere?
Yeah.
YouTube and everything?
Monday. Starting Monday, I'm gonna go kick. I've been on Kick for a while, so I'm gonna go kick YouTube and Twitch probably same time. See how it feels for a week.
Yeah, because Twitch changed the rules, so you can just do it everywhere. Well. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do too. All right, Go. Where can we find you?
On YouTube, youtube.com/ClassicGho. It's GHO, not GO. And you can find me hanging out with Scotty J usually once a week. We have a little podcast called Cubicle Chat. We've been putting out a couple episodes this week already, doing Season of Discovery stuff, and we've got more planned for this week. So check out Scotty J. I'm sure
really dope podcast, actually.
Everybody's probably already knows where to find Scotty at, but yeah, Scotty J on Kick or YouTube.
Yeah, are you ever gonna put your podcast on Spotify or iTunes? Because you understand that's where the majority of people listen to podcasts, right?
Well, this is season 2 that started this week when we started talking about Season of Discovery, and these shows have actually only been like 2.5 hours long. The previous ones from season 1 were usually 5-6 hours. I don't know how well those do, but yeah, I'll talk to him about getting that on the Apple or something, Spotify.
I mean, it's pretty easy, and you can even go with something like anchor.fm and get it free. They just, until you hit a certain criteria, they still put ads in your stuff. You just don't get paid for it. Whereas like where you pay for your own, like Libsyn, like you get to choose when ads come in. Like once you get popular enough, you can opt in for ads. Whereas anchor.fm is always going to put ads in from the start, but they'll start paying you once you hit a certain like popularity. So, but I mean, anchor.fm is completely free. And yeah, so there's no reason not to do it, really.
So much work.
It is.
It's nice to be a guest on this show because I don't have to do shit.
Like having to the schedule is what gets me.
Yeah.
Especially when you schedule with somebody like Sarth and I, it's like we have total opposite rating schedules because he's the EU. We have total opposite schedules for everything, so it's like really hard to get it down right.
Dude, yeah, that's the hardest part of doing this show. But if I didn't do it, I don't think a lot of people would. So makes it worth it.
That's why you're the best
around. All right, you can find me on Twitter at blazin_bob. That's BLAZZIN_BOB. You can find me streaming and this show live on twitch.tv/blazinbob, no underscore. And yeah, you're going to be able to find me streaming on the Warcraft Reloaded Clips channel, I think is what I'm going to stream on for YouTube. And then kick.com, I'm also blazinbob. So should be on all of those soon. What are you using for that, Crix?
I was thinking about doing, but there's an OBS plugin that you can use.
See, I thought about doing the OBS plugin. The problem with that, I did do that with Kick. The problem with that is that anything you add on, you're actually upping your bandwidth double. And then if you have 3 of them, triple. Whereas if you stream to something like streamer.io or the thing I'm probably going to do is the new Streamlabs thing for $20 a month. There's a lot of pluses to that. Your chat's all like intertwined. Like it looks pretty cool. I think Scotty does it for him and Go's podcast. But
what is
Streamlabs
Sunderbunder
Ultra.
just subscribed. Whoopee.
Oh yeah, I don't use Streamlabs.
Well, you should look into it. Well, I don't use I use regular OBS, but I use Streamlabs as my bot.
ClassicGho just subscribed.
So you can still use it even though you don't use Streamlabs OBS. So you might check it out. All right, guys, we're out of here. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Thank you very much for checking out Warcraft Reloaded Podcast. Make sure to like and subscribe and hit that bell so you don't miss any future content.